Hey, welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid, rules could be reversed. Always interpret the message as it best resonates with you. And no, on this channel, I like to look at everything, but I definitely like to go in deep, which means that I look at the shadows, the spiritual blocks, and we see how they play out as karmic themes within your experiences. All right. So you need to keep that in mind if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me. You also would have to like the video and subscribe to the channel and write the word in the video in your comment bar. And you'll also have to be open to getting the reading done live, because all giveaway readings are done live. I believe in spiritual law, what's best for me, what's best for you, what's best for the collective, because these are healing style readings. So that's why I believe in, again, making sure that everything that I try to do is in alignment with spiritual law. Now, as I was saying, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you do have to write the word of the video in your comment bar, and that's going to be on the first card that I pull out. And it's the underlying energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. We always want to know why people do what they do. When they, have shadows, they tend to be showing us a persona that's not the real self, that's not their true self. It's almost like a person that's uh trying to, create a facade, whether or not they, can pretend that they don't care, or they pretend that they do care, or they pretend that their life is amazing, or whatever that person is doing. A lot of times we can take it personally. So this is why I like to do these readings, because once you're able to see the situation from a different perception, you're able to shapeshift your situation. You're able to avoid karmic consequences that would be negative to you. Because again, spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it, brings us people, situations, experiences into our life to help us grow, to help us evolve. So often I see on my page in the comments, why do I keep getting the same thing? I don't really believe that there's a God. I don't really believe that there's a universe. I don't really believe that there's a spirit. If, because I keep getting hurt. I keep having people that don't love me come into my life. And so they feel like they're being punished. They feel like there is no God. They feel like they aren't protected, and understand that the world, the earth plane is not heaven. The earth plane is where we get lessons to become good enough for heaven. And so it all starts with you. So it does not necessarily mean that you deserve someone that doesn't love you to come into your life because you're this mean, horrible person. But what it does mean is that you're giving somebody too much time and attention that doesn't deserve the time or attention. And that's what the universe is telling you, saying that, why are you letting someone that doesn't offer anything, not even emotionally, hold space in your life? Why isn't there something else in that place? Why isn't there something else that you're doing with that time? That's why the universe has those type of situations play out when a person that comes into your life and emotionally can't give. Situations are karmic, which means that there's many different ways the situation can play out. Doing something different, you get a different outcome. Now you might say, no, this person's emotionally not available. Even the most emotionally unavailable men know that in order to be with someone, they have to give energy. They know this. So understanding why a person doesn't do it a lot of times will allow you to see yourself differently, allows you to put that what they did is not a reflection of who you are. It's a reflection more of who they are. And in seeing who they truly are, you shift your energy vibration, and you no longer have that psychic connection to them anymore, that spiritual connection. The connection is broken because you learn the spiritual lesson. That karmic cord that we have with our soul mates and past life karmic mates and people that come into our life and hurt us, and then there's no closure. Well, that's there because you haven't learned. So in order to really cut that cord, whether you want to be with this person and be with them differently, even if you were with a person connected to a person that you liked, but they didn't treat you well, you would still need to do this, because having a person just come back into your life and you expecting them to treat you differently, it's not going to happen. People are creatures of habit. How they treat you is how they treat themselves. And a lot of times their perception of you is a lot of times just their own perception of themselves. So understand, otherwise they wouldn't know what to look for. They wouldn't have judgment about it, right? Do you have judgment about other people's stuff? No, a lot of times we don't care, unless it affects us, then we tend to care. So in this instance, I feel like you would be able to see your situation again through a different perception, being able to see that person for who they truly are and not for what their potential is, not for what you wanted them to be, not for, again, a lot of times we want them to be to help us fulfill whatever's missing within inside of ourselves. Remember, you're an energy vibration of who and what comes into your life. So there's always a reason why someone comes into your life, but you're able to shift energy. I always like to put that out there, do a little, again, tidbit about what the channel is about just a little tidbit about shadow healing just in general, whether you're on the channel or not, whether you listen to this reading or not, it's a takeaway for you. Maybe it'll show up somewhere in the reading, this particular spiritual lesson about giving yourself and not giving to someone that's not capable of giving, or again, someone needs to eat the karma, and that's always going to be the person. It should always be the person that didn't treat you right. It shouldn't be you that's saying, well, I treated this person so well and they just, fucked me up, took it to the extreme, and now I'm trying to recover. Otherwise, it's very hard to dig your way out of that because it does something to the psyche. It makes you feel as if there's something wrong with you, if you're not safe. Again, makes you question you. All right, so let's see what the underlying energy is going to be. And that is knowing, and that's wisdom. We're going to pull another one because I feel like we've been getting that one a lot. Knowing and wisdom, by the way, this is like that psychic knowing. That's the claircognizance, which is, I don't know how I know, I just know. And that's the same energy that when you're like, that's a person that I know I'm connected to. I feel like I know them from a past life. And that knowing is the higher wisdom from the higher self, the God part of self. So I feel like you're someone that's pretty spiritual. You're someone that's been on your spiritual path for a while, and you hold this wisdom. And so I feel like it's not that easy to get over on you. And perseverance. So I feel like this is your energy, that you are vibing on a very high vibration, because I feel like you've done a lot of work on yourself. I feel like you've done healing. It doesn't mean that people haven't tried to get over on you. They have, but you always come out on top. You're always 10 steps ahead. And people just don't understand. They look at you and they see that you go through things that would mostly devastate other people, but it doesn't seem to affect you, that you always are able to persevere. This makes you very attractive. This makes people talk very positive about you. This makes people admire you. It's, again, I feel like for a long time, people would perceive you through their lens of consciousness, and you were around people that needed healing. So they didn't really treat you with the respect that you deserved. And so I feel like whatever you're going through right now, people are watching you go through it and they're seeing you go through it with grace. And I feel like that includes this soulmate karmic mate, where there's a connection. This person knows that there's a connection, and what they see is that their love for you also has persevered through them acting very foolish, between them doing everything to destroy the relationship. I feel like they know that you've tried to walk away a few times, but they can still feel this energy. And so there's this kind of like this, everything is like a synergy that's showing you that you're evolving into a higher state of consciousness. And I feel like in that, opportunities are going to come towards you, right? Because within is without. So whatever's going on inside of you, which I believe that you are healing, and that also is like making you leave certain people behind. And I think that that's why you do persevere. I feel like you do persevere because psychically you're always like navigating your life. You're navigating your life from the higher self, and the higher self looks through life through the lens of unconditional love. Never anything spiteful, never tries to get revenge, even though a lot of people have tried to do to you. So I kind of feel like the universe has always conspired to have your back. And this is what your enemies see. And this person is actually seeing again that their love for you is still like strong. But you're in this energy. I don't even feel like you're even thinking about this person. You're more, again, focused on your career. You're more focused on healing. Unless it's in alignment with working out your health, your finances, or something that's going to grow you or better you, you're not invested anywhere else. And so I feel like you've dropped a lot of people in your life, like I said, which it's because you have been navigating from the higher self. And that's the God part of self that just feels like when a relationship has outgrown itself, if certain friends weren't clapping for you or they couldn't clap for you, if someone showed you their colors, it's again, and it wasn't in alignment with your true self, the higher self, you have again gracefully bowed out, got out of that relationship, those relationships. And this is again why I believe that you're persevering. See, when you're co-creating with the universe. And you may not even know that that's what you were doing. You just said, well, those people didn't feel right to me. It's again, but you listen to your gut, you listen to yourself. And when you listen to yourself, because it doesn't feel right, the universe always rewards you, especially if who you were, navigating away from didn't have your best interest at hand. And that was something that a lot of times we tend to ignore when people don't have our best interests at hand, when we tend to look the other way and make excuses for those people. And I feel like that's not what you did. This is why you're vibing on a much higher vibrational frequency, because I feel like it was never a problem with loving other people. It was always a problem with people not loving you, people not giving to you, people not showing you your worth, Virgo. And this is why it said, I feel like the universe is helping you persevere, because there's been people that have been trying to take you down. And really, how does God display its glory? Through your broken. People looked at that broken and they thought that they were going to capitalize on that broken. People thought that they were going to manipulate through that broken. They didn't. But God sure as hell took that broken and manifested its glory. And that's what's got everybody's attention now. And it's all happening because, again, you're humble. You are humble. Again, so, and the reason why you were not in connection with this person is again submissive, not being around people that wanted you to follow them, didn't want you to have an opinion, didn't want you to have a care, didn't want you. And I don't believe that it's one person. I believe it's a group of people. However, this one person is your soul person, is your person that I believe that you thought that you were going to be with. And the fact that they too were like this, there's a sense of, I just want to throw out the entire plan and start all over again. Because like I said, this person wanted you to go, like, again, like not be in your power. Doesn't like the fact that you're in your power now, because it definitely intimidates them. And now they see that you're totally on a totally different vibration than they are. And I think for a long time they were in denial. It's again expecting you to be in denial about how you were being treated. And then they were in denial that they were even treating you badly. So someone that was trying to keep your energy down and then kind of gaslighting you is what I feel like when you would say, hey, wait a minute, like, why are you treating me this way? If we have the soul's connection, why would you treat me worse? Why would you spend time talking to insignificant people more than talk to me? If you really, like, if we have this connection, I believe that this person went out of their way to act like they didn't care. And that's somebody that, again, has a second chakra imbalance. That's somebody that is not emotionally intelligent. And that's somebody that, again, doesn't feel comfortable at all, like in expressing their feelings towards somebody else. So they're not just emotionally and not intelligent with how they feel and what their own feelings are, because I feel like they get triggered by these feelings. This person wanted you to be submissive to them, and the fact that you took your energy away and that you're actually persevering, well, like I said, and it's because this person didn't care. It's like they just wanted to do what they wanted to do. They were really reckless in the relationship. So I feel like they talked to a lot of other people. I feel like they acted like a party person, like almost like even if this person's not a teenager, they acted like, like a teenager almost. Sorry, I have an itch. Like a somebody that's, you know, talking to a lot of different people, like drinking too much, going out too much, like just taking risks within the relationship, knowing that they were going to sabotage the connection the whole time. I feel like they had this connection, and it's like, yeah, this connection's so good that I don't really believe that there's anything that I could do to fuck up this connection, is almost the vibe there. Almost like you're always going to be here because we have this connection. And so first they didn't give it anything. And then on top of it, it was like, I feel like they continued to do things to sabotage the connection. And that was talk to insignificant people on social media, whether that was to just not call you and ghost you, whether it was to not even to actually let their own life deteriorate where they weren't taking care of themselves. Again, their life doesn't look good. So it's almost like you saw like a lot of addictive behavior. You saw a lot of, um, I feel like double standard. Like this person expected you to be like all like this doting person, like waiting on them while they were allowed to do whatever the hell that they wanted to do. And doing it, not to mention, right in front of your face. Acting like they don't care. Acting reckless and also like they don't care. Like, again, like I'm a party person and everything's so fun. And yeah, I have all these insignificant people that I talk to, but I'm going to act like they're important in front of you. I'm deliberately going to do things to sabotage the connection and, pretend that I'm not, be in complete denial about it, and then act like I don't care when you say something to me about it. And I think that this person expected you to really be devastated by them. I think that they thought that they were going to have you so wrapped up in your head that it was going to fuck you up. And here it didn't fuck you up. What they see is that your life is advancing, your life is getting better, that you actually, like, it didn't trip you up. It tripped them up. And that's why I believe that they're defensive. As I said, when you would try to talk to them about their behavior, they were defensive then, but now they're really defensive because it's like you took your energy away. There was no conversation about it. There was like, you tried to talk to them then, and I believe that they were cocky. They acted like they didn't care. They acted like, again, in denial, and then would go out and party some more and be even more reckless. And then you were like, okay, that's enough for me. That's enough for me. I don't need to see anymore because you make me feel as if I'm forgotten about. You don't really want to care. Like I'm getting the message. So I feel like this person deliberately did that. Deliberately was like, I have feelings for you, but I'm going to act like I don't have feelings for you. And then I'm going to create this persona that I'm like, like this hot stuff person. like I'm going to go out and party all the time. I'm going to dress up and be real flirty and talk to a bunch of different people and just act like you're not really that important to me. And I feel like part of this person is a very angry person. And I feel like they're an angry person because they wanted you to get tricked up by them. They wanted you to chase them. They wanted you to fix it. And that's not what happened. It's almost like they wanted you to like tell them that they shouldn't go out and party and that they should like become more serious. And even if let me tell you, even if you tried to do that, they would act like they didn't care. So there's a sense like this person knows exactly what they do, but they want to be, nurtured. They want to be babied. They want to be chased. They want to be, you need to play the game. And if you don't play the game, then I'm going to act like I don't care about you at all. Because I had a hard time of letting go of the past and the fears associated with it. So they manifest in chaos in my relationships because I have a commitment issue. So even though I have a connection to you, I didn't really want to be in a relationship with you. However, I did want you connected to me. I wanted you stuck on me. So and I thought that I could do that because you gave me time, you gave me the attention, you treated me the way that you expected I was going to treat you, the way you wanted me to treat you. I did not treat you the way that you wanted to be treated, and I know that I didn't. So I expected you to get fucked up. I expected you to chase me. I expected you to fix this. I never expected for you to move on and your life was going to be better. Well, that's because the divine got involved. That's because the universe like conspired to be like, well, you're trying to hurt this person. This person hasn't done anything to you. It's like you're trying to take out your past hurts on past experiences on somebody that shows you love, that you know that there's a soul's connection, but instead of you being open to it and welcoming the connection, you're rejecting it. You're destroying it. Because this was all about this person wanting control. They didn't really care about how they got it. They just, you know, like, and understand, I feel like there's a part of them that doesn't really believe that they're deserving of it. And when a person doesn't believe that they're deserving of it, a lot of times they've just lived a lot of experiences that they have shame about. So they will try to get love through different ways. Like people tend to steal sometimes so that they'll be admired. And that again, that what are they stealing? They're stealing love. They're stealing that, well, the same way that a person will, when a person steals, like I'm saying, like trying to influence people so that people will admire them for what they have. A lot of times it's not just because the person wants what they want. What's the bigger reason? Because it's going to bring them some sort of joy, some sort of happiness, some sort of passion. Well, this person doesn't really believe that I think that they don't really believe that they can be in a relationship, to be honest. And I think because they tend to go into relationships and they tend to be extremely controlling, as we can see here, and they do it through a very manipulative fashion. They get what they want. They normally get people to become very submissive to them. So they always get what they want. And then what happens is they don't want the person anymore because the person is no longer themselves. The person's abandoned themselves to be with them. And then what happens is by spiritual law, whenever we abandon ourselves, the person that we abandon ourselves for never stays in our life. Abandonment is perceived, and it's perceived because we're all born into this world with that wound, almost like that God abandoned us. But really, that's not true. That spirit's inside of us. And so we have to learn that we're not separate and no one abandoned us by showing up for ourselves. Again, where this person expected that you were just going to become submissive, that you were going to be so devastated, that you were going to be so sad, that this situation was never going to go this far before. And so, again, what they're looking at now is like, why did I create all this? Because you were right here, and it's because of the relationships. And also because they ghosted, they avoided you. They knew when they didn't treat you right. Instead of fixing it, they got defensive. And instead of fixing it, they were in denial. So much time has passed, like I said, because they were sure that you were going to give in. They were so sure that you were going to be submissive to them. But instead, what happened is that you were like, no, you act like you don't give a fuck. And again, you just act reckless. You try and do shit to get underneath my skin. Like you talk to other people, insignificant people. You make sure that I can see that. You make sure that I know that. You pretend that your life is so much better than actually what it is, when really you're just avoiding the whole situation. But really, what you're trying to do is make it like you forgot about me. But I can actually still feel you, and you can still feel me. Only, and that's what this person is saying is like, I can't believe that I still have feelings for you after everything that I've done to you. And I still can't believe because they really thought, and that's the thing, you didn't become subservient to them. You didn't submit to this person. So you never abandoned yourself. So of course they still have feelings for you. See, that's the key. The key when you're with somebody that has commitment issues, which is what we see here. This person has major commitment issues, because not because of you, but because of, again, that past relationships that played out as chaos. So when we see that, we can't become submissive to this person. You will always be abandoned. And in that, like I said, this person then doesn't have feelings for people that abandon themselves. Well, they, of course, are attracted to other people because of their life. I mean, spirit still brings people into the most broken people's life to inspire them to change their perceptions and to act different. This is how we act different. This is how we grow. This is why we're willing to look at life differently. And so this is what this person never banked on. They never banked on the fact that they would have feelings after that. They were like, this is a done deal. I don't have feelings for you. It's like I might have some feelings for you, but it's like but they didn't give enough to really gain the attachment. And that's what they don't really understand. First of all, I didn't really give you anything. Second of all, I did everything to like ruin this connection. And, your life is actually better. And I still have feelings for you. So now again, they're also forced to be like, and now I'm forced to look at all my fucked up behavior and why I created this. And that's really what this is. And that's what brings them to the place of saying, I know like it was my past relationships and I know it was the due to my past relationships, that it created so much trauma that I'm terrified to get into another relationship. I don't believe that I can have a relationship. So again, I lied to myself. Now, I didn't just lie to you, I lied to myself. So let's go even deeper. So I feel like you were like, saw that and you were like, oh, hell no. And that's why I channeled what I channeled in the beginning. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to understand how my thoughts create my reality. I know I need to stay positive. Are you? So again, this person, this situation has made this connection has made this person really look at themselves. Like, why did I create this? Like, first of all, like, how did we get here? And really what they're saying is they got there because they held out too long. They were too stubborn. They were too self-righteous. There was too much like, I'm positive you are going to cave to me, even though I really should be the one that ask for forgiveness, but I'm not going to ask for forgiveness because I don't really know what I want to give here. So I'd rather not give anything and play it cool. So I'm pretty sure you're going to come back to me, and you never did. And that's why this person, like I said, is no longer cocky, is no longer that. Instead, if they're looking at their behavior, I always felt I had a higher calling in life. And I feel like this person is trying to look at you not just as like someone to hook up with, but actually like as a whole. And I think also what you do inspires this person. And so they're trying to figure out how they would fit into your life. But it's like, that's for some. Some are like, well, because I feel like they have a hard time with emotional connections. So they're like looking at your life as a whole, like where I feel like they used to look at all, like try to focus on all the things that, like how opposites attract, right? So all the things that are opposite, all the things that they never really understood about you, and that would help them to stay away from you. Now I feel like they're trying to search for things that they have in common with you. So again, something with your job, and that's only for some. I'm conflicted about whether I have what it takes to be your partner. Yeah, so without the career, without, finding anything emotionally, they don't know whether or not they have what it takes. And because again, what they're seeing how they treated you. They're saying, how could I have completely misjudged you? Why didn't I give you the attention? Why didn't I? So they're asking themselves, and this is why, like I said, they're like, well, maybe I could figure out something that, what else would connect us? Like almost like your business, or if you like have a hobby, like what else could emotionally connect them to you? Because at this point they're like they know that you would expect a lot more than what they've given. As you surrender 3D expectations, I surrender to our 5D connection. So what this really is like I said, it says it all over this, like that this person has a big self-esteem issue, because even though that there's a very strong spiritual connection, they're like, I don't really know what that means. Number one, all I know is that when you get into a relationship with someone, obviously everyone has expectations, and that you would have expectations of what you expected this person to give, how much they showed up. And see, they didn't give anything before. So there's also a sense of, you're going to come in, you better come in correct, and you better come in giving a lot. And it's like not just connected to my job either, like looking to connect through my job or my friends, or like to find that common interest. It's what do you yourself solely bringing to me. And this is what this person's afraid of. They're like, you have expectations. And like, because I know every person does, but I don't know whether or not I emotionally have what it takes to give to you. And yes, this 5D connection, but it's almost like this person feels like they don't have a control over this. Because again, by now they feel like this relationship really should have been over. It's like they did everything to destroy the connection. They're like, this connection still perseveres. I still feel that spiritual connection, that wisdom, that higher knowledge is that. It's this knowing. It's like that I'm supposed to be with you, but I did all of this shit and I expected you to come back because I always felt this connection and you didn't, and your life is better. You're moving on. It's like, and now I'm put in the position to look at everything that I did and figure out a way to come back. And what I'm seeing is that I'm conflicted about whether or not I have what it takes. And like I'm trying to figure out how like my own thoughts are and how and what I do and have created this experience and all the other experiences that didn't work out within my relationships. And if we're going to be together, you can't have expectations. That's a tall order. That's a tall order for someone that did all that and they know it. And they know it. So this is why they struggle with coming back because of that. It's not that they don't have feelings. We see that they have feelings, okay? We see that. They can't understand the connection though. If they say, well, why do you have feelings? They'd be like, this is not anybody that I would choose. That's not even my type. This person's like opposite from me. I tried to destroy the relationship. I can't explain why I like, and that's why I said, I feel like they were trying to look at your job, trying to look at other things to see how they also could like connect to you to try and feel more secure within the 3D. They're looking for like, like how like what can connect us here in the 3D? Like, is it hobbies? Is it a work? Is it what? Because you're so opposite from me that I feel like that was even part of a little bit of this person's trigger in the beginning, even though they always had this connection. They're going through ascension symptoms and that they need time to rest, but from a higher perspective, that they are changing and they're releasing old energy. But I see them right now like trying to figure things out. Okay, I am walking home to you. I'm not sure where I am on the path, but I am walking it. So, I mean, whether this person winds up being with you or not, it doesn't say here. They think their intention is that. However, I feel like you're the catalyst that helps them heal. You're the catalyst that's making this person first and foremost, look at themselves, look at all the past behaviors from all those relationships, the past relationships that create chaos in their life. They're looking at that. They're looking at what they would have to do to actually be in a relationship with you. And what you see too is that they opened up to a whole like relationship that they never even thought that they could have. They never had a relationship like this. Again, this person's normally very grounded. It's like, well, normally I meet people through my job and I date them and it's convenient, or I meet someone through my business course, I meet somebody through passing. Like there's always, but this is like, I met you and there's absolutely nothing about you that I resonate with, not really, but I have strong feelings about. And so I feel like the universe tends to bring us people that are this opposite to definitely make us look at our life and to make us change. And that is exactly what's happening, that you're the catalyst for this person. Yes, their thing is like, my end goal is to walk home to you, but God only knows how long it's going to take. So this isn't about you waiting for this person. What they're pretty much is saying is like, because of you and your high vibration, I'm not used to dating people on a high vibration like this. I'm used to dating people that normally become submissive to me. I get what I want, I dispose of them. You did not do this. So it's again, and now I really like you, and I didn't realize that I was going to really like you, and it really kind of fucked me up. And it fucked me up to the point that I am going through ascension symptoms. Possibly also because it was just time for this person to evolve. There were other things in this person's life that contributed to that. However, what we see is that, that they're like, again, being forced to heal. So that if it wasn't for you, they wouldn't have changed their behavior. They just would have, you would have become submissive. They would have gotten with you, disposed you, went on to the next, right? Where that didn't happen. It's almost like, and now I have a real strong connection with you. It's like I can go out and hook up with someone else again, but it's not going to feel the same. It's not going to give me that, that ego boost. It's not going to release those serotonins that make me feel all good about myself because at the end of the day, I feel like, your words, your face is going to be there, that you're not with me because you know that I was scattering my energy to everybody else. And now you're saying, well, you could stay with those people that you didn't really give that you gave the energy to, even though they didn't mean anything, because I'm going to be over here setting my life on fire. And so now this person has a hard time to go back to the way that things were, because it's like, well, those people are at the bottom of the barrel. I know that. The whole point was that you didn't know that, but you know that. And so now it's like, I can't go back to the bottom of the barrel, but now it's like, of course, I would want to go back to you, but you don't really want to, like, I don't know whether you want to be with me or not. So I'm going to walk back to you and then figure it out when I come back to you, because I probably wouldn't move my ass and try to leave and try and change if it wasn't for unless I felt like I actually had a chance with you. So again, I feel like you're the catalyst, but will this person actually make it to you by the time? Who knows? It's almost like that's not why you're supposed to be with this person. Again, rebellious. So we asked the inner child wounds, why did you connect to this person? First card out is rebellious. Second is magic. Third is disassociation. Fourth is confusion. So again, I feel like you were always someone that was seen as someone that was different. Again, someone that is more of a creative, more of an intuitive. And I say that because your magic is your psychic abilities. You're intuitive. Again, that goes back to this card. It just didn't feel right. So this person wasn't supposed to be part of my path. So I had to let go of this person along with a lot of other people because again, I'm co-creating, things are happening, I'm persevering in my life. Again, I'm accomplishing my goals. I'm persevering. I see it. And I am using my magic. I use my intuition. This is my inner child gift. I learned how to, become very psychic in my childhood. Why? Because again, of disassociation, I don't let my emotions get in the way. You see, I went through trauma. This is you, Virgo. I went through trauma. And so I can disassociate from myself as well as what this person can do. This person did that to me, but I can do it also. And so that's why I'm very psychic. I don't let my emotions get in the way. I lead from the higher self, that God part of myself. And what I saw was, again, I don't like confusion. I grew up in an environment that was very confusing. Again, parents that are supposed to love, parents that are supposed to support, feeling safe. It wasn't. It was confusing and I didn't like it. And I was seen as very rebellious because I did what I wanted to do. I didn't go along with the grain. And so even though I was rebellious in this situation, my life is getting better. So I used the tools that I learned in childhood, even though I was seen as bad for being rebellious. And of course, you tried to make me submissive to you, and I rebelled against that too, because I'm a truth speaker. And I'm a truth speaker again because I always lead from my higher self, and that's the magic part of myself. That's the supernatural part of myself, the higher self. So I was able to avoid your fuckery. And that's exactly what happened, because this person is so confused. They don't know how you persevered. They just don't know how that you did it. It's like they would have been happier if they would have tripped you up. That's how you know you shouldn't be with this person, because and that they're wounded, because remember, it's the fact that you got away. You got away. They expected you to fight them. They expected they didn't give enough for you to fight. That's what they don't understand. But when you're deep diving and dealing with low vibe people, which this person has, those people will fight for nothing, for the potential of what could be, which is what this person lives for. They live for people like giving to them and trying to make them into what they should be, what they could be, their potential. But this person doesn't have any intention of doing it, never had any intention of doing it. Now they have intention, because I feel like, wow, you got away, you persevered. So first of all, I have egg on my face, because it's, again, you don't give a shit. Your life got better. That's number one. Second of all, it's like, I don't really know whether or not you're going to take me back. Third of all, I didn't never expect to still have feelings for you. Well, that's because it's karmic. This connection was karmic. If you would have abandoned yourself, believe you me, this person wouldn't have feelings for you. It's the fact that you escaped, and now they're faced to look at my life. Look at how I don't have any good relationships. Look at my life, and look at your life. So again, your rebelliousness is actually very good here. Okay, but being rebellious also in childhood would make it so that you didn't get emotionally what you needed. And again, that brings it back to, it's confusing not having people that are supposed to love you not love you. Again, it's confusing also when you have psychic abilities and you have to do what's right, even though your heart doesn't want to do it. I mean, but you learn that spiritual lesson a long time ago. So again, this is where the wisdom comes from. This is what this person wasn't banking on. They didn't realize that, you just have some people, again, some people just God don't play about, and you're one of them. And this person didn't expect that. They never they expected you to be like in a worse off position so that they wouldn't care. It's like, and they never expected to have feelings for you, because there's a part of them that's disassociated from you. But I feel like they played cat and mouse for so long that whole time that they were putting energy towards you, they didn't realize it. Even though they were hoping for your downfall, they were still focused on you. They were still watching you from afar. They still expected you to be upset. They still expected you to like show some sort of something towards them. And like I said, all that time, they were building feelings, not realizing that they were so focused on it because they had feelings. They were trying to kill the feelings. What they did was killed the way that you look at them, but you said didn't really kill like how you feel about yourself, to the point that you were going to like abandon yourself. And this is what this person expected. And because again, that is what low vibe people do. They don't invest anything in themselves, run to somebody that pretends like this, and then the hole is as big as how much they gave. And this person gets off on that. They're like, "Ooh, it's an ego rush. I don't have to be in a relationship, but you still desire me." So it looks ridiculous. Yeah, so it's like again, like you're starting on a fresh start again. Like it's like just starting over. Like I don't feel like, and because I'm like, will you be with this person? Because again, this is a collective reading. Some of you actually would take this person back, I don't suggest it. Because being in a relationship, you have to have trust. And this person would have to prove to you trust. And that's by emotionally showing up for you consistently. And what they have continued to show is that they don't know how to do that, number one. But even worse is that this person wanted you to suffer. They wanted you to be happy that they left. They wanted you to be crushed. They wanted you to beg them to come back. They wanted you to fix this. And that's why. They wanted you to undervalue yourself, to make themselves feel better about themselves, to feel more desirable. So no, I feel like you're like, nope, I want a new beginning with somebody else. That somebody that's going to, be vulnerable. Someone that's going to like not be needy. Somebody that's, has unlimited potential for me. That's going to allow me to have unlimited potential even more so because I'm making things happen in my life. I'm co-creating with, the universe, with what I'm creating and what I'm doing and the life. I'm going into a new phase, and you haven't earned your spot in my life. You didn't care, and that's why I think that you shouldn't take this person back. But in this story, you don't take this person. But you guys will do what you want to do because this is a collective reading. But I am going to tell you, if somebody doesn't have their best interest, and this person may, again, apologize and really have your best interest, but people are creatures of habit. So how they're used to treating you is how they're going to treat you unless you completely sever it and you do a complete do-over where this person has to come in completely different and treat you different, and that would take time. So if they knew you for a year, well, guess what? At least a year's worth of time that they would have to put in and treat you differently. And relationships tend to go super fast. This person is too insecure to take the time to do that. If they wanted you to chase them the whole time to the point that they destroyed the relationship, is what I'm saying, but they would have to do what they didn't do, which is what they avoid. And that would put your mind at ease. Otherwise, you would always feel gypped. You would always say, well, you didn't do the right thing by me. And now that I'm persevering and that my life is turning into something, now you want to be in my life. You didn't earn your seat. And that's exactly how you would feel. Manifestation of light. I see the beauty in me. I grow and develop my inner self in harmony with light and beauty. I free myself from negativity. My heart transforms, my intellect shines, and my inner light grows. And this is what I was saying. I said, you are manifesting right now. You are again persevering. You're making things happen for yourself. Believe me, this person and the other people in the beginning of this reading, they are taking notice, okay? Whether that's family, whether that's like used to be friends, people are watching. And so see that you're going to persevere, that you're making things happen. So it's all about, again, developing your inner self by putting the time into yourself, which is what you're doing. And again, freeing yourself from negativity is not just, your own negative thoughts, but obviously the people and the situations, whatever it is that you're holding on to that no longer serves. And this was one of the things, this person, because they were a source of negativity, because they are not on a high enough vibration due to the past chaos that unfolded with their past relationships that they would need to heal, because they keep that baggage keeps playing out in their current relationships as chaos. And no one wants to be in a relationship like that, where you have to chase this person, reassure this person, and it's all about the drama to the point that there's no real intimacy, because you can't create intimacy when you don't trust the person. And if there's chaos, you're not going to trust the person. And that's when people have a lot of wounds, they continually sabotage themselves. They form psychological reversals where they can't get out of their own way. And that's what we see within this story, even though this person wants to come back and they're going to come back eventually and they're so inspired. Well, I believe that you are in this person's life to create awareness for them, to help them heal. You were to help yourself heal. And that what sometimes it's just about learning and passing the test. So again, I believe that this was a karmic test because again, you're making things happen, you're persevering. When does the devil come? The devil comes when you're about to give birth. And what is happening is it's like you're persevering because you're not letting people of any negativity come into your life at this time. And people again are taking notice. People again are getting triggered by it. But it doesn't matter. It's not about dimming your light. It's about, again, letting your light grow and expand. And because, again, then you're going to attract the right people and the right situations into your life. So I believe that this was a karmic test. And possibly because, again, growing up in an environment where you didn't give love, would you fall back into the pattern of giving? No, you wouldn't. And the reason why is because, again, you're persevering, you're making things happen in your life. So why would you do that? This person just thought that you were going to react the way that everyone else did. And they also thought that they were going to have feelings for you the way that they did for everybody else. I feel like the point is that you didn't show them what they expected, and now they like you even more. So it's, again, they're all fucked up because of it. So I'm going to leave that there, Virgo. You let me know how you resonated. I'll talk with you soon. Love you. Bye.